Soren, do you have a moment to talk? I'd like to learn more about the world you're from.
I can spare you a moment, but no more.
Your battle strategy is always so calm and logical. I should probably try to think that way.
We each have things we are and are not suited for. Calm rationale may not be yours.
You seem so dauntless in battle. I wish I was like you. I always get nervous at the start.
A strategist can't afford the luxury of nerves. Neither can someone in your position.
You're right. I've got to do my best to stay confident no matter the unknowns.
Focus on one decision at a time. Hindsight will reveal whether you made the right choices.
Soren, do you have a moment to talk? I'd like to learn more about the world you're from.
I can spare you a moment, but no more.
Your battle strategy is always so calm and logical. I should probably try to think that way.
We each have things we are and are not suited for. Calm rationale may not be yours.
You seem so dauntless in battle. I wish I was like you. I always get nervous at the start.
A strategist can't afford the luxury of nerves. Neither can someone in your position.
You're right. I've got to do my best to stay confident, no matter the unknowns.
Focus on one decision at a time. Hindsight will reveal whether you made the right choices.
Sir Soren, I look forward to learning what plans you have devised at today's War Council.
I am not sure how much I can help this group, but I will do what I can.
The Divine Dragon is sometimes too polite. Your frank observations are appreciated.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've heard as much.
I must apologize again for asking you to say what everyone else was afraid to voice.
I simply offered my advice, nothing more.
Well, it is still reassuring having an advisor such as you among us.
Let us hope your faith is well placed. You've been standing there for some time. What exactly are you doing?
Oh, just worshipping the Divine Dragon from afar. Take a look. So regal. So sublime. I work hard to serve the Divine Dragon. There's nothing better than making someone happy.
I suppose I can understand that sentiment.
Lord Soren, do you like meat? I thought I saw you researching it the other day.
Not personally, no.
Oh, never mind then. I guess you wouldn't be interested in this amazing new recipe I found.
Not so fast. Tell me more.
Isn't the Divine Dragon particularly stunning today? Like a never-ending gift.
A gift? What are you talking about? Why aren't you making sense?
Lord Soren, can you help me think up a cheer to inspire the Divine Dragon during training?
A cheer? I suppose it may improve morale.
Thanks for your advice the other day. Now I can cheer on the Divine Dragon to help out.
Is that so?
Yeah, but I was kind of surprised. I thought you would have told me not to be so loud.
If your raucous screeching benefits the army somehow, then I have no issue with it. If you must. Assume bad. Even if the person is good, you will suffer fewer losses if you assume the worst. There you are. It's irresponsible to disappear in the middle of a war council. I have yet to see even a hint of a good idea come out of you.
I got you this as a token of our friendship. It's a muscle stimulant that'll pep you right up.
That's kind of you, but I find my current degree of pep to be sufficient.
Want to join me for a run? You'll be in a better mood if you get your body moving.
I am not in a bad mood. This is just how I am.
It must be pretty hard on you too, huh? You don't have to hide it. I can tell we're the same.
Excuse me?
Being unable to put on muscle, no matter how much you train, it can be depressing.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's reassuring to have the former advisor to a group of mercenaries join our army.
It would be unwise to get your hopes up too much.
I need help with something. How do I keep from getting lost all the time?
Have you considered simply never going outside?
I tried your advice, but my body's getting real rusty staying inside. Any other ideas?
Well, you could have a chaperone at all times.
Great idea. I was just about to go fishing. Let's go.
I wasn't offering.
I am so grateful for your support, Soren. Would you join me for tea?
An emblem cannot eat or drink, so I must decline your invitation. So, this is what you call potpourri?
Doesn't it smell lovely? It would make me so happy if you began to enjoy this world. I've always wanted to protect my homeland. That's why I learned how to fight. But no matter how strong I get, there are some who say that is the prince's duty, not mine.
That's because those people don't understand the meaning of royalty. It is the duty of all royalty to defend the people. That's what taxes pay for.
You've experienced 2 different worlds before this one, right? Was the food similar to ours?
As an emblem, I can't compare their flavors, but their appearances didn't seem that different.
When you were able to eat food, what flavors did you prefer?
If it was edible, I'd eat it. One can't afford to be picky in war.
You said that you would eat anything, but was there ever a flavor you found strange?
No, not especially. Although, there was a strength-boosting drop that had an odd flavor.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. Could you tell me more?
There is a certain aura about you. I could just picture you standing beside a special someone.
Why are you looking at me like that? I would prefer if you left me alone.
I'm an expert at brewing tea, you know. That may be a surprise, since it's not a knightly skill.
Not at all. I have known other knights who were reasonably skilled cooks.
Lovely weather again today, isn't it? Is everything well in your world?
You needn't go out of your way to befriend me. I have no intention of getting familiar.
I want to ensure my dear friends are enjoying themselves. That's just who I am.
I see. Quite an eccentric one, aren't you? Isn't it your job to heal wounds? Shouldn't it be enough to focus solely on tending the injured?
I want to be a doctor who can also help fight and stand shoulder to shoulder with my allies. Please say something if you're having a difficult time. Wounds of the mind can be grave indeed.
What would that achieve? Even when things are difficult, we can only move forward.
I'm being given more responsibility recently. I'm glad I'm being relied on. But does this mean...
It means that the war has escalated. But I doubt it will go on much longer. You'll have your free time again very soon.
The war ending would be the best thing that could happen. Let's do our best.
In the eyes of a country and its people, what traits do you think an ideal king should have?
Is that a question for a mercenary? Do you ask the hands and feet how the head should act?
You would not give an opinion on an ideal king. What if you were to serve a foolish king?
If a king refused to listen to good advice, I would simply take my leave.
I understand you were an exceptional mage who acted as advisor to a mercenary group.
I don't know about exceptional, but I was well learned in magic.
Wielding a delicate skill like that is worthy of praise. I tried once, but it was far too difficult.
I just happen to have the aptitude. No praise is necessary.
I'm the hero of the Alpaca Hamlet. It's a pleasure to formally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. I see you are in good spirits.
I'm going to look for the legendary gold nuggets that sleep in the deserts of Solm.
The abandoned mine leading into Solm looks as if it could still be usable, but be careful.
Soren, can you suggest a good training method for increasing speed?
For alpacas or for yourself?
Both, of course. Me and the alpacas. You're really smart. You must know a good way.
I won't be much help. You should ask someone with more alpaca experience. This book. The Adventures of Amber, the Deliberate Dummy?
That, confidential text is mine. You have done me a great service by finding it. About that confidential text you found the other day, you didn't read any of it, did you?
Your tale starring Amber as the protagonist? I did skim through some pages you left open.
I have been called unfriendly, but it isn't as if I dislike having fun.
I understand. You aren't the expressive type.
It seems like you might relate to my experience, given that you read my book to its conclusion.
You're overthinking things. Isn't it enough that we support each other on the battlefield?
Could I trouble you to chat for a while? I know it must be a pain to talk to someone like me.
You're not particularly painful, but I'd still rather avoid pointless small talk.
Oh, I want to ask about battle tactics, but is this topic important enough to Lord Soren?
If you have business with me, out with it. Being stared at like that is unnerving.
I know you must be terribly busy, and well, you see, I'd really like to spar with you.
All right.
That's okay. Wait. What? You mean you're actually going to accept?
If you expect me to refuse, then don't ask. It is always interesting to see who will be victorious.
You have such a charming air about you, Soren. Why not showcase it a little more?
I'm too preoccupied with minding my own business. You should try it.
I'm sorry if I upset you before. Is there anything I can get for you? By way of apology?
The things I want can't be bought with money.
I suppose I should have guessed that an emblem wouldn't want material things. Thank you for telling me honestly. I appreciate people like you, Soren.
It doesn't matter what you think, but frankly, I find people like you difficult to handle. For some reason, when I meet someone too pure, it just seems to irritate me. Why are you gathering those old weapons and bits of armor that are no longer in use?
I'm using them as materials for crafting. It's frugal. logical to make things for yourself.
Where are you going? All of our training facilities are here on the Somnio.
I'm going to the forest to hunt for bears. I mean, to find a sparring partner as strong as a bear. I cut my hand repairing a weapon. Even after putting on the salve I made, it still hurts. You seem annoyed. Let me guess, you're gonna tell me not to scrimp so much?
Even we mercenaries had to repair things on our own sometimes. But you take it too far. As a soldier, you should leave repairs to the professionals. Or train to become a blacksmith.
I'm pretty decent at impressions. Want to hear me do the Divine Dragon?
Sounds like a useful skill. You should save it for the battlefield. We had someone like you in our mercenary company. He had a gift for concealing himself.
What? I don't conceal myself. People just overlook me a lot. I don't know what to tell you. Look, Soren! It's me, Yunaka, getting right up in your face!
I can see that. What are you doing, exactly?
Proving I don't conceal myself. Here I am, out in the open. You couldn't possibly overlook me.
It certainly is changing my opinion of you. I wonder if that's the point.
You seem the careful type, Soren. I'll bet you're great at picking all the little bones out of a fish.
This conversation doesn't interest me.
Hey, let's spar a few rounds. I don't feel like I've got a good sense of your skill yet.
Fine. I should appraise your capabilities further as well.
You got the better of me last time. That won't be the case today. Let's have another go.
Ask me again in an hour. I should be free then.
You know, for someone who takes so little interest in people, you're very considerate of their time.
It's in the best interest of this army for you to have opportunities to hone your skill. In the world I come from, my bracelet was entrusted to the Kingdom of Elusia.
I suppose that is good to know. Not that it will change anything between us. The royal court of Elusia was full of flatterers. I appreciate your straightforward candor.
I have no reason to flatter you.
In battle, I find myself yearning for the safe return of the ones I care about, at any cost. Perhaps that is selfish of me. Has this feeling ever troubled you, Soren?
It has not. For me, it's enough to stand by the side of the one I serve.
You stand too much by your lonesome, Soren. Come, train together with me.
Thank you, but no. I have tactics to study.
Soren, now that we have finally trained together, our bond has become unbreakable.
This sounds like a much greater commitment than I expected.
I greatly desire to see the world at large. Is there any place you wish to see, Soren?
Not in particular.
Then I am glad for you, because that means you have already found your most cherished place.
That's true enough. I know who I want to fight for, which means I know where I want to be.
I seek to accumulate as many work tasks as possible. It is my only route to restful sleep.
That's a perplexing outlook. Wouldn't it be more efficient to focus on one task at a time?
I would gladly perish for the sake of my work. Would you do the same as readily, I wonder?
I would rather live, so I might continue to be of use to the one I serve. About this new medicine you've made, the instructions for applying it seem unclear.
You speak of the Crimson Tincture. It is meant to end the red fury of damaged skin.
It's for the skin, but the word tincture implies it's taken orally. Do you not see the issue here?
That is a fascinating observation. You are an insightful person, Soren.
I hope you don't think your detached air gets you out of appreciating my cuteness, Soren.
This is unexpected. But whatever it is you want from me, I think you are unlikely to get it.
Hey, how come you didn't step in and help me in the last battle? That's what emblems are for!
I assessed the situation and determined that you had it under control.
You're not even the least bit affected by my cuteness, Soren. What's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me, and this conversation is pointless.
You just think somebody else is cuter than me, don't you? Who is it? Tell me!
This is exhausting. Even if I gave you a name, you'd wildly misinterpret what I meant by it.
You're pretty cute, Soren. You'd be even cuter if you let loose once in a while. Have some fun.
I don't recall asking for your advice.
Your hair is so luxurious. If you want, I can give you some tips to really bring out the shine.
It's not corporeal, you know.
There's a lot to like about you, Soren. You have a way with words. Even your coldness is cute.
I find you confusing and difficult to deal with.
That doesn't stop you from looking after me in battle, does it? You're really considerate.
Maximizing tactical effectiveness is my job.
My performance in battle improves with praise. Please be thorough and effusive.
I'd rather gauge your performance without any praise and adjust our strategy accordingly.
I understand if my charm overwhelms you, Soren, but there's no need to lash out over it.
Clearly, there's been a misunderstanding. Some points of improvement for you from the last battle. You should... Are you even listening?
Why am I working so hard for someone who doesn't even give me any compliments?
No interruptions, please. Now, about your combat positioning.
I've actually begun to take constructive criticism. What have you done to me?
I might not look it, but I'm a merchant. I've been to all sorts of places around the world.
Your experiences intrigued me. May I inquire about the situation in each region?
Soren, come check out my latest goods. I think you'll find they're all top-notch craftsmanship.
If they can be useful in battle, I'm all for it. Will you try bringing them to the War Council?
I'm thinking of giving you a little something extra. You know, we're always listening to me, but I have no idea what kind of things you enjoy. There must be something you want.
Do you have an ulterior motive? No, I suppose not. But there's nothing I want, regardless. I do appreciate the thought. You again? How many times must you call on me in a day before you're satisfied?
Please, Soren, this is important. I need a second mage to help me bake these apples.
Has something happened? What do you need?
Oh, good. This pastry needs 2 well-timed hits of thunder. You are the only one I trust. Soren? Soren, would you come here and help me with something, please?
Another one of your experiments? This is not a good use of my time.
But it's a good use of mine, and I have much less of it than you. Come now, don't be stingy.
Fine. But don't blame me if the room goes up in flames again. You're the Princess of Solm, is that right? I thank you for protecting Ike.
He's told me so much about you. I expect big things from you, talented advisor. Every time you open your mouth, you're talking about Ike. Guess you really like him, huh?
Like, dislike. I have no interest in such meaningless words.
Hey, I'm curious about Ike's mercenary group. Is everyone all moody like you guys?
They're a lively bunch. Noisy, even.
Aha! Tell me more. It might help me understand you and Ike.
What exactly would you like to know? I can answer a few questions, if I must.
You are one of the few who does not give me odd looks as I bottle insects.
I'd interject if it had an adverse effect on battle, but this was of no special consequence.
It is a challenge acting elegant. In battle, I get so worked up, I can't help but run my mouth.
If you have the energy to wag your chin, then maybe you should be training harder.
I would like to offer you this, Soren. It is lovely, like a jewel, is it not?
This is one of your bottled insects.
The colors change depending on the angle. It is quite a rare species of insect, you see.
I am intrigued by this bauble, useless as it is.
Could you help me come up with a line for my next duel so I sound cooler than anyone else?
You want to sound cool? Nonsense. If you want this war to end, just focus on killing enemies. Your training regimen is more intense than I would have expected.
It's not enough for me to look cool. I've got to back it up, too. Let's spar so I can show you.
You are always pursuing strange creatures. Is that a part of your training regimen?
Huh? Not at all. I just want to pet rare critters.
I see. And here I thought you took training so seriously. You're difficult to pin down.
You must have things you enjoy, too. Maybe you should try pursuing them once in a while.
Soren! I'm liking that pattern on your forehead. It's classy.
Classy? I've never heard that one before.
It's hard to get anything out of you. But that's all right. Man, a few words. I get it.
I would be happy to speak with you if the topics pertain to battle, but that is rarely the case, so...
Hey, Soren, good buddy. I'm thinking you and I should take a late-night trip to the desert.
I'd rather not.
Aw, come on! It'll be a great time! I look even better in the moonlight, if you can believe that.
That's rather bold of you. Your overconfidence makes me worry about your future.
You know, your clothes wouldn't be out of place in a church. Want to pray together?
No. Faith is not for me. Prayer does not save lives. That is only achieved by following through on one's duties.
I'm with you. But prayer does help steal the hearts of a whole lot of people. Prayer can be used to calm one's mind, too. Like when you're mourning your lost friends.
And yet, should it not be possible to calm oneself without having to pray?
Okay. Well, how about praying for the happiness of the people you care about?
The happiness of those I care about. Perhaps you have a point.
I heard that you were in a band of mercenaries. I was a merc once. Tough work.
Common as the mercenary life may be, it is certainly not without its challenges.
There is a scent about you that is as mysterious as it is delicious. A mingling of flavors.
Maybe you should keep your distance. You seem to be struggling with something. If it is about strategy, you may discuss it with me.
Actually, I was thinking about you. Or rather, the type of food that would make you happy. Just once, I'd like to see you with a satisfied expression. If only emblems could eat.
I am perfectly happy with the expression I have.
That was a deep sigh. If something is weighing on you, how about a reading with my cards?
I'll pass. I don't believe in things like fortune-telling.
Dancing, fortune-telling, and battle. Always so busy. It'll be nice to rest when the war is over.
When the war is over? I can't even picture it.
Food this tasty can be so distracting. Do you think it's okay to eat just a little?
You should eat what you can. Food is important fuel for battle.
What? Don't say things like that with a straight face. I might actually believe you.
I was serious. But I do think you'll be fine. In combat, the well-fed mind is more focused.
Thank you for fighting with us. For some reason, I thought you might not accept me.
Don't be so quick to judge. The more allies one has, the stronger one's forces become.
Sometimes when I think of my father, I get sad. I'm sorry if that's impacted my fighting.
I wonder which is better, to have parents who cause you stress, or to have no parents at all. You often fight recklessly. If you keep that up, I will pull you from the front lines.
I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next time. Please let me keep fighting. I want to be useful.
Losing you would admittedly be a disadvantage, so learn how to control yourself quickly.
Thank you for accepting me and Lady Veyle so readily. I understand we were once enemies.
It would have been foolish to refuse resources and intelligence. Glad to have you.
You refused the Divine Dragon's request for aid at first. What changed your mind?
Persistence, I suppose. But now that I'm here, I see no reason not to give this army my all.
You rarely show much emotion, but I've noticed you let your guard down with those you trust.
If that's so, it isn't intentional. But the same can be said for you, or for anyone with someone to care about for that matter.
I suppose that's true. Somehow you managed to turn my own observation back on me.
Fire Emblem Engage!